Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, welcome to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be talking about how I grew my hair really fast, because a little bit of a backstory. I want to say like 5 years ago now, I went in to get my hair cut and I knew I wanted quite a bit of hair cut off, and at this point my hair was probably as long as it is right now, maybe a little bit longer, and I knew I wanted a pretty big cut and I wanted it cut to about here. So the lady cutting my hair put my hair into two braids, and she asked, or two ponytails, braids or ponytails, can't quite remember, and asked me like if this was the length I wanted, and I'm like, well, if you're gonna cut below the elastic, then that's the perfect length. If you're gonna cut above, maybe, you know, make it a little bit, you know, I wanted a little bit longer than that in that case. And she's like, oh no, for sure, I'm gonna cut below the elastic. And I was like, perfect, that's exactly what I want. We talked about it for a little bit longer, and then when it comes time to actually cut my hair, she cuts above the elastic. So then I ended up, by the time she like trimmed everything and made it all straight and even, my hair was looking like it was like this short. And I have pictures. I'll put one picture now of how short it actually was. But I'm gonna do a whole pictures thing at the end from like the progress of it with like the dates and everything like that. But that's just like where we kind of started out. So clearly I was devastated. I was like 13, and you know, that was like basically my worst nightmare, was having my hair cut that short. So I worked really hard to like grow my hair long. I did such extensive research for things that I could do to grow my hair longer. I don't do a lot of this stuff now because I'm not really trying to grow my hair longer. I'm very happy with my hair length. I even maybe want it a little bit shorter than it is right now. So a lot of these things I don't do super regularly now, but when I was trying to grow my hair longer and trying to add on length, I did these things like every single day, and I found that it definitely worked, as you guys will see by like the before and after pictures, and if you even saw the thumbnail, it was a huge difference in a very short amount of time. So basically I'm just going to be telling you guys what I did in that like 1 year period where I was trying to grow my hair out, and how I saw results in just like a month. So yeah, before we get into the video, sorry that was such a long intro, but before we get into the video, make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and give this video a thumbs up. And without further ado, let's just get right on into the video. Alright, so the first thing that I'm going to talk about is I feel like kind of be a little controversial, and it's how much I actually wash my hair. So I feel like every time I ever hear anyone talking about how often they wash their hair, people get like very defensive over the way that they wash their hair, and they're like, no, this works for me, and that's totally fine. If you have a system that works for you with washing your hair, totally stick to that. I'm just going to be telling you guys what I did. So basically, I wash my hair every second day during this process, and that is actually what I still do for my hair, and I find that it works the best for me to wash my hair every second day, sometimes every third day. I know some people wash their hair every third day or every fourth day. Honestly, whatever works for you is what you should continue doing. But the tip that I'm going to talk about is just please don't wash your hair every single day. If you are trying to grow your hair faster, it's just not really going to be that effective. And it's really going to slow down your hair growth. So if you want to wash your hair less often than every other day, that's totally fine. Just don't wash it more often than that, I would say. And then also, kind of on the topic of like washing your hair, something that I did a lot when I was trying to grow my hair is when I was kind of washing out the end of my conditioner, so for like the last minute or two, you're supposed to do, they tell you to do a little bit longer than a minute or two, but I could never like stomach doing longer than a minute or two. And it is doing like the end of your shower in cold water. And this is not as bad as it sounds, because once you've been in like the hot water for like however long, it doesn't seem too bad to just like slowly make it a little bit colder as you rinse out your conditioner. This was something that I read and I was a little bit skeptical about quite a few years ago, and I wasn't totally sure if it would actually work, but I got super great results by doing that, and I definitely recommend. I feel like it really helped in my hair growth, because I ended up not doing that anymore when I decided that I didn't want to grow my hair out anymore. And then even the next time I cut my hair, definitely not as short as it got cut, but when I did cut it a little bit shorter again to about here, and I didn't do the washing out out with cold water, and my hair definitely grew out slower again the second time as opposed to when I was trying to grow it out the first time when it was like super short. It definitely grew a lot faster when I was doing the cold water. And the other thing that I was doing at the time was I had a little comb that I'd keep in the shower, and I would brush out my hair with this comb while my conditioner was still in and still rinsing out. I found that that was very beneficial as well, combining the comb with the cold water when you were rinsing your conditioner out. Definitely made a huge difference for me personally. The next thing that I'm going to tell you is something that I learned with like a lot of trial and error, so I definitely know what works and what doesn't. Well, at least for my hair. Obviously all these things are going to be different. I feel like that's just self-explanatory, but this is like kind of just in general. Is when I first cut my hair, I was straightening it all the time because I thought that I wanted to make it look longer. Obviously, I did not like the way it looked. I wanted to make it look longer, so I would straighten it all the time. But really, that does not work and it's not effective. And for the first few months after cutting my hair, it grew very slowly, which you guys will kind of see like in the few photos that I show you. Like the first couple months compared to the last few months, there was such dramatic change because I learned a lot. Don't straighten, don't curl, don't even blow dry your hair super often. Just all that heat on your head is going to just not be good for your hair growth. If you must straighten, must curl your hair, must blow dry it for something, I recommend using like a heat spray. So this is just a specific heat spray for blow drying that I use right now. I also have one for if I like straighten or curl my hair, which I just don't have in my room right now and I forgot to grab before sitting down to film this video. So you guys are just going to see the blow drying one. But there's so many of these products online. Just heat protectants, and I feel like nobody talks about heat protectants. Some people do when it comes to like straightening and curling your hair, but I feel like nobody cares about heat protectants when it comes to blow drying your hair, which is equally as important. And most of these sprays as well help to make your hair blow dry a little bit faster, so there's also that benefit to it. But it's also have heat protecting sprays as well, so that is something I really recommend. But basically after those first few months of doing a lot of straightening and a lot of curling, I didn't really do that anymore moving forward, and I definitely noticed a super huge difference. The other thing that I noticed as well was not wearing your hair up as much, and especially not in anything tight. If you're gonna put your hair up in like a loose ponytail or a loose bun, I definitely recommend using a scrunchie as opposed to, you know, tight elastics, bobby pins, things like that. And I'm gonna tell you why. So I actually didn't really figure this out until a couple months after I cut my hair, and I didn't really have a choice in the matter because I think I cut my hair around the November time, and then I was a dancer, so I was still in dance until the end of April. That was when the competition season ended. And when you're in dance, you have to wear your hair up a lot, whether it be in a tight high ponytail or a bun with like a bajillion bobby pins. Like, it's terrible. And then when competition comes, it's just even crazier when it comes to hair. So my hair was up and tight a lot, and I kind of knew that that wasn't good for hair growth, but again, nothing really that I could do about it. But then after that season, I ended up quitting dance, and then I wasn't wearing my hair up as much, obviously. And then I definitely noticed for like the next like 6 months of hair growth, after that first 6 months, my hair just grew so much faster. Having it up all the time is definitely not good for it. So wear your hair down as much as possible. I know sometimes it's annoying, especially if you're very used to wearing your hair up. I used to wear my hair up all the time, and then when I stopped, it was so annoying. But now I'm kind of just used to it, so you will get used to it. I promise you that. But yeah, definitely recommend don't put your hair up. And again, like I said, use scrunchies. They're much easier on your hair, and they're going to cause a lot less breakage when you use them. And the other thing that I did that I found was very helpful was I would take Primrose capsules thingies. I don't take them anymore, which I probably should, but I would take them a lot. Well, yeah, I would take them when I was trying to grow my hair out and make it healthier and stronger and all that stuff. And if you don't know what these are, they're just like little like Primrose oil capsules, and basically what they do is they have so many benefits. They help with like PMS symptoms, they help with acne and hair growth and strengthening, they help with eczema as well. They have a bunch of different benefits that you can Google. Obviously, don't start taking these unless you do a lot of research on these and make, you know, an informed decision about what they are. But I found that they personally worked for me, so it definitely would be something to look into and do some research on. I know that my mom suggested them to me. She was using them at the time and she had seen all these benefits from them, so I decided to look into them as well, and I feel like they definitely helped. They made my hair not only grow longer, faster, but they also just made my hair so much healthier and nicer looking, and it was great. So definitely recommend looking into something like that. And then the last thing that I want to tell you guys before I start showing pictures and things like that is about trims. So I'm not going to sit here and say cut your hair more, because literally everyone knows that tip, but I just wanted to tell you like how much I was getting trims done on my hair when I was in the process of growing it out, because I always hear people say like get trims more frequently and that like helps with hair growth, but I never knew how much like that frequently was. So if you're like me, maybe I was just dumb, I'm not sure, but if you're like me and you're not entirely sure what people mean by that, I would get my hair trimmed about every 6 months, 5 to 6 months, and I definitely found that that was very, very beneficial in terms of getting my hair to grow out longer. And I found that that was like the perfect amount. It wasn't too long or too short, or it wasn't like too long of a time span or like too short of a time span to the point where you were cutting off too much hair. I know it can be really hard to go in to get a trim when you just want to keep your hair nice and long and growing, but I promise you it will help your hair grow faster. So go in at least every 6 months. Now I'm gonna show some photos. I apologize if these photos are not the most flattering pictures of me. These are all taken off my mom's Facebook, because I don't really have too many photos of me from when I was that young that actually showcase like my full hair length, so don't mind that. So this first photo is one from when this was like right before I was going to get my hair cut. So as you can see, my hair was very long. I might have been incorrect. It was probably a little bit longer than it is currently, but it was very, very, very long, and I was about to get it chopped off. And then this was the after effect, and you can see my like fake smile, really trying to like love it, but I didn't love it at all. But that was the final product, and that was with it straightened too, so just keep that in mind. This photo has it straightened, so in reality it's probably a little bit shorter than that. And then in a lot of the after pictures, because I stopped using heat on my hair, it wasn't straightened and it had a lot more curl to it, so it might look a little bit shorter than it was, if that makes sense. Okay, so there's that. And then this is a picture of the 2 braids that she cut, as you can very clearly see above the elastic. Anyway, and then this was me about 6 months later, so as you can tell, wasn't using heat, and then so therefore it was very curly. So it had grown from about here, so that was pretty good, quite a few inches grown there if you look back to the original photo. And then this was me about a year and a bit after, no, this one was just under a year after I got my hair cut. So my hair was half up, half down in this photo. It was really hard to find photos that were from a distance enough that you could see my whole hair, so sorry about that. My hair was half up, half down, and as you can see, it was now about this length, I want to say. So honestly, just a little bit shorter than what my hair is at right now. So that was really, really good. And then this was my hair about a year and a half later, and as you can see, the braids now were just as long as it would have been before everything else happened. I'll put a couple more pictures up on the screen from around these like same timelines with like dates and things like that. But yeah, these are basically the pictures of my hair progress. So it grew pretty fast. It basically grew all the way back in a year. And then, well, it grew like almost all the way back in a year, and then like fully back like a year and a half later. So I found that a pretty big win, considering it was pretty short beforehand and then it grew to pretty long. Now I just kind of keep my hair at this length. I kind of want it a little bit shorter right now, but I like to keep my hair long, so whenever it got cut super short, these are the things that worked for me. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Obviously, not all of these tips are going to work for everybody. This was just my personal experience with, you know, growing out my hair, but I hope that you guys got some ideas and this helped. I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!